and get started. All right, so we're gonna start in our hero's pose. So that's why the first part of having our blocks is gonna be helpful, or blocks. And I want you to sit up pretty high on the blocks. So setting your tushy on top, okay? And then just kind of walk your knees back a little bit. They're gonna be in line with your hips. They're not gonna touch each other the way that they do in traditional heroes. So, but we're gonna have some lift here. So as I said, I'm gonna do a good bit of core tonight. So I just felt like this might be a really good spot for us to start because it kind of helps us to begin to feel a little bit of that ignition through the belly, right? So once you get yourself situated, probably want to bring your feet a little bit closer in towards the blocks if you can. Again, knees just right there level with the hips. We're just going to center, but I just want to get us set up here. So once you feel like you're starting to ground down onto your blocks, go ahead and pull your shoulders up to your ears for just a breath. Press the shoulders back, and then relax the shoulders down. Now, I don't want us to get into anything crazy here because we're just centering and we're just going to get our breath going. But I just want you to take your hand, put your hand on your belly, and notice if you can't feel a little bit of that sensation where you start to pull the belly in just a little bit, and then feel a little bit of a tucking sensation, almost like you're kind of tucking your belly button up and under, okay? Just a very light sensation, doesn't have to be anything hardcore, right? I don't want you like flexing your abs, but just the ability to notice the strength of the abdominal region, okay? Once you feel like you got your belly pulled in slightly, just bring your hands to the tops of your thighs. Feeling yourself sit up nice and tall, so crown of the head reaches up. And then take a big breath in, so pull in all the air. On your exhale, let it go. And notice after you let that big breath go, if you kind of let your belly go too. If you did, kind of come back to that idea of just a little bit of a tuck through the belly button. So here we are, finding ourselves in our beginning space. A few moments here to begin to feel grounded, feel supported, lifted. And then once you get all of that going, just forget about it. Now we begin to find a little bit of peace, some quiet. It's virtually impossible to clear the mind completely, and that's okay. You've heard me say this a dozen times over. Some thoughts are just gonna linger, and that's okay. The thoughts that tend to stick with us are something that is probably either a little bit uncomfortable or maybe something that you're excited about, something positive that's happening. Whatever it is or whatever they are, it's okay, just let them hang out. Just as I always say, let them come along for the ride. But a few moments here to acknowledge those thoughts and then see if you can't let go of everything else. Noticing the breath, maybe noticing that belly. If you start to feel yourself round, notice if you can't pull the shoulders back up over the hips. And then really begin to focus in on your breath. Nothing fancy, nothing particular. Just noticing inhales and the exhales. Maybe once you begin to get a little bit comfortable with that in and out, Perhaps you can start to lengthen a little bit. Maybe that inhale is just an extra pulse time being met with the extra pulse of exhale. A couple more deep breaths in and out. And then on this next exhale, let's make it a big one. So let's see if we can't bring that inhale for a 5 count. Okay, so let's count together. Take a big breath in. Here we go. For 5, 4, 3, 2. See if you can't hold at the top. And then on the exhale again, begin at 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. From here, bring your palms together at heart center. Bow your chin down towards your chest, your nose down towards your fingertips. Just allow the eyes to remain closed. Acknowledging those thoughts that have hung on, or maybe you've managed to rid yourself of all thoughts. It's tough. And now taking a moment to decide what it is that you're hoping to get out of the next remaining 55 minutes. What is it that brought you to your mat this evening? Is it more physical? Are you looking to move, to breathe, to stretch? Or like a lot of us, are you trying to kind of navigate your way through some of your feelings, your emotions, knowing that our yoga practice often helps to calm us, give us a little bit of clarity, a little bit of peace, or maybe it's a combination of all of the above. Maybe setting an intention or a dedication would be helpful for you this evening, and maybe not. Just take a moment to decide. Really getting in touch with how you feel, both physically and emotionally, and allowing that to guide you. Let's take another big breath in. Open up the mouth, let it all go. Let it flutter the eyes open. And then from here, start to reach your arms up towards the sky. Go ahead and send your gaze up towards the fingertips. And then interlace the fingers, pressing the palms up towards the sky. From here, see if you can't pull those arms in line with the ears. And then from here, we're just gonna make some circles. All right, so we're just gonna start to rotate. So just kind of start to bring the chest forward and then circle back. Start off small circles, beginning to feel a little bit of sensation through the shoulders, maybe through the low back. There's that belly again. See if you can't find a little bit of sensation, maybe even finding a little bit of, again, that igniting through the core where you start to feel yourself squeeze in through the abdominals a little bit. Maybe even feeling that through the obliques. Let's take it one more time in this direction. And then simply switch. Notice how that changes things up. Maybe you don't feel as coordinated. Your circles don't feel as circular. It's okay. Just breathing and beginning to find movement. Nice. One more time around. And then come on back up through center again. Press the palms up towards the sky. This time we're going to come into our seated cat. So begin to press your palms towards me. Bring the chin in towards the chest, and then a nice deep rounding through the spine. Squeeze that belly in. There it is, belly button to spine. Maybe you can press the palms forward a little bit more, and then relax the shoulders down. The closer the chin comes to the chest, the deeper the stretch along the spine. Holding here for one more breath, noticing all of that strength. And then lifting yourself back up. All right, last thing here. We're gonna bring the hands behind the head. Just gonna let that head hang heavy into the hands, gaze up towards the sky. Now open up the elbows wide. Here's where the chest starts to open up, finding a stretch through the biceps, the collarbones. Yeah, again, feeling a little bit of something through the low back, really pressing your chest forward and up towards the sky. Maybe the head can just relax a little bit more into the hands, which will create a little bit more of a stretch through those arms. One more big breath. Awesome. And then find your way back through center. If you have both hands, or I'm sorry, both blocks underneath of you, or maybe multiple books, go ahead and bring one block or one book out from underneath. So we're still gonna have a block underneath of us, but not as much lift now, okay? All right. Again, arms reach to the sky. This time we're just gonna take it side to side, get a little bit of side body opening. So go ahead and drop that right hand down towards the ground, reach the left fingertips up, and then bring that left arm up and over top of the left ear. Maybe the gaze is out in front of you, or maybe you look up towards the sky. Yeah, feel a big stretch. Just reach, reach, reach. Try to keep those hips pressing in towards the block or the book. One more deep inhale. And then find your way back up through center, this time dropping the left hand down and then sending that right arm up and over again. Gaze is wherever it feels best on the neck. If you look up, you might find a little bit more of a stretch through the neck. Final breath right here. Find lots of space. And come on back up through center. Let's bring the hands behind the back, open up through the shoulders, interlace the fingers, press that fist down, and then gaze up towards the sky. Maybe start to pull that fist away from the back, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Yeah, another opportunity to open up through the chest, but this time a little bit more of a stretch for the shoulders. Where's that belly button? Yeah, keep squeezing it in. Yeah, finding that core once again. Final breath here with your stretch. And then release the hands down. All right, grab onto your strap or your scarf. Okay? All right, from here, we're gonna keep that left foot where it is, left foot in towards the left hip, okay? And then you're gonna sweep that right leg out in front of you. So, probably just gonna roll over onto that left heel momentarily and then bring your block or your book underneath of your right butt cheek, okay? All right. Get yourself situated, find your comfortable spot there, and then find your strap. Go ahead and pull that right foot in towards the body and then loop the strap underneath of the foot. Maybe grabbing onto that metal piece if you have the strap so it's not climbing around. All right, from here, gonna just start to press that right heel forward. And we're gonna come in for hamstring stretch. So take a big breath in, so lift up through the heart, and then send your gaze towards your toes. Keep your gaze there. Start to walk your hands closer towards your foot, bringing your chest towards your thigh. But I really want you to think about keeping your gaze forward. Don't allow yourself to look back. You'll notice that it takes on more of a hip stretch at that point, but this is all about hamstrings. Another big breath. Exhale, chest to the thigh. 3 more, inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Exhale. Last time, deepest breath. Deepest fold, chest to the thigh. And then slowly begin to rise up. Go ahead, bring that heel back in towards the body. Strap off to the side, coming in for a twist. So bring that right foot up and over top of that left thigh. Use the left hand on the left knee. Send the right arm up towards the sky. Start to lift up through the heart, rotate, and then release the right hand back behind you. Maybe the hand is on the knee. Maybe you feel like you're ready to hook the elbow to the knee. Maybe that right hand stays down, or perhaps it sweeps back behind you and finds the front of that left thigh. Sit up tall, and then on your exhale, look back behind you. Belly button. Yeah, squeeze in through the core. You'll notice when you do that you'll start to feel your obliques a little bit more as well. Last 2 breaths here in your twist. Big breath. Nice. Come back through center. All right. This time, we're gonna make our way onto the opposite side. So I'm gonna press my left foot into the ground so I can lift up. Just bring the block out from underneath of me. Bring that right knee back down to the ground, right heel beside that right hip, and then this time extending the left leg out, bringing that block or hook underneath of that left butt cheek. Okay, now, here we go, other side. So find your strap or your scarf again. And if you don't need the strap or the scarf, then you certainly don't have to use it. If you feel like your hamstrings are nice and juicy, feel free to skip using the strap, but mine are not. So I'm using the strap. All right, here we go. Big breath in, lift up through the chest, gaze at those toes. Here we go, take it down. Yeah, just start to feel that stretch. Breath in, breath out. Inhale, exhale. Yeah, each time the exhale helps us come a little bit closer to the thigh. Last 2 breaths. Awesome. Go ahead and find your way back up. Pull that foot back in. Take that strap off to the side. And then here we go, bringing the left foot to the outside of that right thigh. You know where we're going, so you choose. Hand to the knee, maybe elbow to the knee, left arm reaches up. And then find your twist. Again, an option to keep that left hand behind you, or maybe coming around for a bind, finding the front of that right hip, lift up. Gaze back behind you. Rotate through the chest. Try to squeeze yourself together. So pulling that knee and that thigh in towards the belly. Last great big breath. So pull in all the air. Exhale for your deepest twist, look back. And then coming back through center. Go ahead and unwind yourself. All right, this time we're gonna rid ourselves of the block book. So send that off to the side. Go ahead and start by bringing the knees together. And then we're coming down onto our bum, just the way we have been with that right leg extended. It's just we're not going to use a block this time, okay? All right, coming in for our hurdler. So again, grab onto the strap. This time we're going to lift up. We're going to use the abs and the core a little bit more. So once you've got your strap back around that sole of the right foot, this time we're going to lift up, all right? So here we go. Start to lift up, all right? So you've got that heel probably about, I don't know, maybe like a foot off of the ground. And then from here, this next part where we go is going to be dependent on the flexibility of your hip flexor on the left thigh. So, and also if you have any sort of knee injury with that left knee, you're probably going to want to stay right here. If you want to take it a little bit deeper, that's when we start to lift up and start to kind of feel yourself rocking back. So the further back you come, the further that right leg lifts up, you're going to notice it's going to take some effort to keep that left knee pressing into the ground, but hopefully you're going to feel a little bit more of a stretch through that left knee and that left thigh. Again, if that doesn't feel good, then just come back down. Same goes for that right hamstring. If it just doesn't feel good to go up this high, you do you. Take a couple more breaths. Yeah. Still feeling the heart lift, right? Still not allowing yourself to collapse. Let's take another breath. And then slowly, slowly begin to lower yourself down. Use your abs to bring that leg down towards the ground, not just allowing it to dump down. And then once it gets down to the ground, send the strap off to the side. This time we're going to bring that right foot to the inside of that left thigh, right there where that left knee is, bringing the foot to the left knee. we're gonna lift up through the hips. So go ahead and reach your right hand back behind you, okay? Press the right hand into the mat and then begin to lift your hips up towards the sky. Send that left arm up and then reach that left arm back. So it should feel like a nice big stretch for that left hip flexor. Let's open up through the shoulders. Start to make some big circles. Take it around a couple times in one direction. And then we'll switch it out here in a moment. Just take it around one more time and then switch. Maybe you'll notice you can lift up the hips a little bit higher. Make sure you're using the whole hand of that right hand, not putting all of the weight into that right wrist. One more time, circle that left arm around. And then on your exhale, lower it down. Nice. Go ahead and unwind the legs. Give it a little shake, shake. Whew. All right, last time. Here we go. Bring that right heel over towards that right hip. Grabbing onto your strap one more time. Bringing that strap along the base of the left foot. And then once you're in your space, once you're ready to go, you're gonna lift that foot up off of the ground. Now, again, starting to lift that left leg up as high as it's willing to go, and then starting to shift your weight back, but keeping that right knee glued to the ground. Yeah. Feeling all of that stretch through the left hamstring, through the right thigh, right hip flexor. Beautiful. One more deep breath. And then taking it down, slow, slow, slow and controlled. Strap goes off to the side. I think we're done with that for now. Bring the foot to the inside of that right thigh this time. And then left hand behind you. Lift the hips up. Send the right arm up and over. Big stretch. And then take it into those great big circles. Yeah, roll out through the shoulder. Should feel good. You need to bend that left elbow a little bit. Feel free. Try not to hyperextend. Switch the direction of your big circles. Nice. And then lower yourself down to the ground. All right, gang. Keep talking about all this ab work. So here we go. We're going to find our abs. So from here, we're going to start off in our modified boat pose. So wiggle your blessings around there. Shoulders roll back and down. Hands start out underneath of the thighs. So walking the knees in towards the body. Yeah. From here, start to lift up. All right, so you're just gonna feel those toes hovering. Just a nice little hover there. Now, if you can, start to reach the arms towards me. All right. Maybe you can lift those toes up to that 90-degree angle and then tap the toes down. Lift up and lower down. Take some balance, right? So find that sweet spot right there on your tailbone and just keep lifting and lowering. Lifting and lowering. Use your breath. Keep going. Here we go for 10, 9. Yeah, just keep breathing. If you need a break, take a break. It's a lot of work for the legs as well as the abs. But here we are at 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1, we're gonna hold. So bring those feet up, squeeze the shoulders in. See if you can't lift your chest a little bit closer towards the thigh. Gaze is out in front of you, holding here for 5, for 4. Squeeze the belly in 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Drop the feet to the ground. Go ahead and grab onto opposite elbows. Just release the forehead down to the knees. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. Nice. Go ahead and lift your head back up. All right. We're going to roll over onto hands and knees, coming into our tabletop position. So find your way into tabletop. Bring the hands under the shoulders. You know the drill. Hips over, knees. Let's go through a couple of rounds of cat and cow. Your breath, your pace. Squeezing through the belly. Back and forth. All right. As promised, more core. All right. This time we're going to step the right foot back. So just come onto the ball of the right foot. A couple little breaths here to rock back and forth. All right. We're gonna add in some shoulder strength here. So lift the right foot up and then tap the right foot to the outside of the left foot. Bring it through center and then bring that right knee to the right shoulder. Step it back behind you, outside of the left foot, and then squeeze it in. Yeah, keep going. So each time you step the foot back, hopefully you're feeling those right side obliques. And then as you pull it in, you're squeezing through the belly and then feeling a nice little pinch there through that right hip flexor. Shoulders working hard to keep you stable. Let's keep this going for 3, for 2, last 1. All right, this time we're changing it up. We're gonna bring that right knee to the inside of the left elbow and then step it back. You're gonna feel those obliques even more this time. Bring the right knee to the inside of the left elbow and then step it back. Yeah, hopefully you're feeling that. Squeezing in through the side body. Nice, for 3, for 2, last time. This time, bringing that knee back through center. From here, gonna step the right foot back, press the ball of the right foot into the mat, and then lift yourself up. Send the left leg up to the sky, bend the knee and open up the hip. Start to make some circles through that left hip, roll it out, switch the direction, and then re-extend that left leg to the sky. Send the gaze forward, and then step the left foot forward. Bring the right knee down, arms reach up towards the sky. Bring the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, and then sink down into that right hip flexor. Try to feel that fist lift up off of the low back. Find your balance. Take 1 more breath. Re-extend the arms up to the sky. Quick little back bend. Hands down to the ground. Curl those right toes under and step it back to plank. Holding here in our plank pose. Yeah. If you want to drop your knees, feel free. If you want to drop down to the elbows, that works too. Hello, abs. Lots and lots of core here. So feel yourself squeeze in through the tummy. Little bit of that cat back as you press those hands into the mat, feeling shoulder blades slightly separate. And then notice if the knees are kind of dropping down. Squeeze those knees in. Press back through the heels, holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop the knees to the ground. Take a quick child's pose. Send the hips back. Release the chest to the thighs. Forehead down to the ground. Just a quick little break to catch your breath. Reconnect. Awesome. All right, let's do the other side. So go ahead and find your way back into that tabletop if you'd like to take one little round of cat and cow here, just to neutralize the spine. And then here we go. Gonna go ahead and press that left foot back. So press onto the ball of the left foot, maybe a couple little rocks back and forth. All right, this time we step the left foot to the outside of the right foot back behind us. And then left knee to left shoulder. Step it back. Pull it in, back, yeah, keep going. Yeah, use that core. I sound like a broken record, I know. For 3, 2, last time like this. And then next time we step the foot back, we're gonna bring that left knee towards the right elbow and then step it back. Bring it in. It's a little bit of a twist. Hopefully feeling it through the outside of your side body, left side. Nice. Just 3 more. 2. Last one. And then bring that knee in. Pull it up a little higher. Step the foot back. All right, this time we press into the ball of the left foot, lift up that right knee, and then send it up, 3-legged dog. Bend the knee, open up the hip. There are those circles, roll it out. Yeah, should hopefully feel good in that hip. Switch the direction. Good stuff. Go ahead and re-extend the leg. Gaze up towards the sky. Foot steps in between the hands, and then left knee drops down to the ground. Arms reach up. Hands behind the back. Left thumb on top as you interlace, and then sink into that left hip flexor. Lift up. Fist high off of the low back, as high as it works for you anyway. Nice, guys. Take another deep breath. And then on your exhale, arms re-extend up towards the sky. Here we go. Plank pose. Hands down to frame the right foot. Curl the left toes under, and then step back to your high plank. Whatever variation works for you. Knees down, knees up, elbows down, elbows up. But wherever you are, really squeezing in through the midline of the body. Try not to let yourself collapse into the shoulders. Try not to send your butt up. Trying to keep everything in that nice, even plane. Gaze just over the bridge of the nose for that last 5, 4, 3, 2. This time hips to the sky for downward facing dog. Pedal it out for a moment. Let the head hang heavy. Just sway those hips side to side. And then eventually finding stillness, releasing the heels towards the earth, knowing they probably aren't going to touch, and that's okay. One last great big inhale here in your Urdhva Mukha, downward facing dog. And then slowly begin to tiptoe your feet towards the top of the mat. Once you get to the top of the mat, go ahead and grab opposite elbows, quick little ragdoll, just to let it all go. It all just roll off the back. And then from here, go and release the hands down, bend into the knees, and begin to rise up, reaching your arms up towards the sky. And then bringing those palms to heart center. Go ahead and close the eyes. Take a moment, feel the beat of the heart underneath of the thumbs. All right, let's find some balance. Back to the core. All right, so what we're gonna do to start is just start to rock onto the balls of the feet and then rock onto the balls of the feet, or the heels, yeah. So come forward onto the balls of the feet and then rock back to the heels. A couple more times, back and forth. All right, next time you come onto the balls of the feet, stay, okay? All right. If you don't already, bring your hands to your heart center. Now I want you to start to lift up, really feeling those heels come as far off of the ground as possible. If you fall out, just get right back in. You're gonna wiggle wobble, it's all good. From here, bring your right hand to your heart, and then bring your left hand to your belly. So really press your hand into your belly. You feel that work that's going on right there through the core. Core is 90% of your balance, right? So that's why it's really important for us to have that strong core, especially as we get older. Let's hold here on our tiptoes for 3, for 2, and then 1. Drop the feet down, bring the hands back to heart center, and again, just start to rock back and forth. Balls of the feet, heels, front, and back. All right. This time when you come onto the heels, keep those toes lifted. Now this is much more difficult, and it's a lot harder for most of us because our calves tend to be stronger than our shins. So you probably are going to start to feel that burning sensation through the front of the legs, but really try to notice if you can feel that lift through the front of the feet. If you fall back, just regain your balance and come back to it. Okay. All right, same thing. This time left hand to the heart and then right hand to the belly. There it is, that core, you feel it. Every time you start to kind of fall back a little bit, you'll notice that the abs are really what tries to catch you. So squeeze in through the belly. Awesome. One more breath right there. Those toes lifted, pressing into the heels. And then release the toes down. That's a tough one. All right, hands back to heart center. One more time, just to rock back and forth, just to kind of shake out those shins and calves. All right, one last thing. Here we go. This time we're going to press into that right foot. And then from here, I want you to bring your left knee up into the chest. And then just simply drop that left foot down just to hover and then lift back up. Or right foot, sorry. Yeah, bring it back. Back and forth. just tapping or just hovering, really. So feeling that right foot really grounding down into the mat. So at first it's not too hard, and then it starts to get more challenging, right? More that foot starts to feel a little fatigued. Keep it going here for 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Bring that knee back up. All right, bring that right hand back to the heart and bring that left hand back to the belly. Squeeze. Maybe you can lift that left knee up a little bit higher. Flex the toes in. Notice if your shoulders are hunching. Shoulders up over the hips. Strong in that right foot. You've got this. Hold, breathe. On your next breath, bring the left hand to the left knee. Start to open it up. Yes, extending that right arm out. If you fall out, who cares? Just get back in. We're almost done. Last 2 breaths. Last big breath. Come on back through center, squeeze it in. Drop it down, nice. Just kind of pedal out your feet, let your hips go for a moment. Take a moment to relax. And then let's do the other side. So press that left foot down into the ground. Start with the hands at heart center. And then here we go, right knee up into the chest. And then just drop it to hover. Pull it up, all the while, belly tight. Yeah, it's almost like doing a crunch, right? As you feel that in and out. It's just we've got our head lifted, but we're using the strength of the core to raise and lower that leg. Keep it going. For 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1 we hold. So keep it lifted. Here we go. Left hand to the heart, right hand to the belly. Squeeze in. Keep that belly really, really pulling it tight. And then we're going to open it up. Bring the right hand to the right knee. Open up. Left hand goes out. Yeah, shoulders relax. Maybe that knee can come up a little bit closer towards the shoulder. Yeah, almost there. Big breath. Come back through center. Hold. And then exhale, let it go. Shake it out. Take an inhale and let it go. Nice work, guys. Let's make our way through a couple of rounds of sun salutation. Work up that heartbeat a little bit. So arms reach up to the sky. And then exhale to fold forward. Take a moment, bring the hands to the shins for a halfway lift. And then hands down to the ground. From here, we're going to step the right foot back. Drop the right knee down to the ground. We're going to just take it up quick, reach up to the sky. Find a couple of cactus, so bring the shoulders together, backward to the sky. Squeeze it in, reach it up. One more time, back to the sky. This time hands frame that front foot, and then step it back to high plank. Take a breath. And then your choice, knees up or knees down. Make your way through your vinyasa, flowing through. Coming back to downward facing dog. Finding a breath. Letting it go. Right leg reaches to the sky. Step the foot forward. Bring the left foot to meet. And then find a half lift. Exhale to fold. And then up to the sky. Right back down. Half lift. Hands down. This time left foot steps back. Drop the left knee down. Arms reach high. Cactus for 3. For 2. Last one. High to the sky. Hands to the ground. Coming back to plank. Now when you're stepping back, try not to make any noise. On your next exhale, make your way through your vinyasa. You choose whatever your back bend of choice is, or no back bend if you're just coming straight in and out of those planks. And then eventually back to down dog. Inhale and exhale. Left leg goes high. Step the foot through. And then right foot meets. Few more just like that. Half lift. Exhale, fold to the sky. Fold forward, half lift, hands down, Right foot back. Drop to that right knee. Take it high for 3, 2. Last one. Hands down. Take it back to your high plank. And then vinyasa. Always option to skip. Eventually coming back to down dog. This time bending into the knees, looking forward. Hopper step, top of the mat. Half lift. Fold forward. Take it high. Last time through. Release. Inhale. Exhale. Left foot back. Drop the left knee. Arms to the sky. And then cactus. 2. Last one. Hands down. Take it to your plank. Vinyasa. And then meeting me back in downward facing dog. Breath in. Breath out. Gaze forward. Hopper step. Feet to the hands. Halfway lift. And then exhale, fold. Start to walk those big toes together. Bring the heels apart. And then sink yourself back into your Utkatasana, your chair pose. Couple breaths here in our Utkatasana. So really finding, again, that core, belly strength. Squeeze the shoulders down and back. Yeah, try not to squeeze your knees too close together. You want to have a little bit of strength there through the legs. And if you're using the power between the knees to keep you level, then you're losing some of the power through the thighs. We're just here in our awkward pose for one more breath. Sink a little bit lower. And then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Hands down. Step or jump it back. Make your way through your vinyasa. And then make it back to down dog. Once you get there, right leg, send it up. Bend the knee, open up the hip. If you'd like to flip your dog, go ahead and flip it over, bringing that right foot back behind the left. Option to stay here in your flip dog. Or maybe you take some rock stars, bringing the elbow into the belly, hips drop down, and then reach up and over. 2 more. Reach up. 1 more. Send it high. Flip yourself back over, right leg to the sky, and then step it through, coming straight into warrior 2. So cartwheel the arms open, and then settle into your warrior 2. Take a look down at that right foot. Should be able to see that right big toe. Reach out through the fingertips and relax through the shoulders. Yeah. Hang in here. Feeling all those heels. Lots of stuff going on here in our warrior 2. Notice if that back arm is level with the front. Take another breath. See if you can't sink a little bit lower. And then flip your front palm, take it to reverse. Maybe there's that bind. Left hand finding the right hip. Sinking one more time to that front knee, opening up through side body. Coming back to warrior 2. And then taking the bend out of that front knee, finding your way into triangle. So start by reaching back with the left fingertips and then sending those right fingertips forward. Right hand comes down to the right shin, right ankle, maybe it's that block, and then rotate your gaze up towards the left hand. Trying to stack it all up, trying to really open up through the chest. Spark the fingers, share the energy. One last breath here. On your exhale, send your gaze down towards the right foot. Release that left hand to the inside of the left foot. To the right foot. Bend the right knee. Step yourself back to high plank. From here, dropping the heels over to the left, opening up into side plank. Sweep that right arm to the sky. Maybe drop that bottom knee down. But wherever you are, sweep that right hand, look back behind you, and then send it up to the sky. Sweep it back and send it up. 2 more, sweep back. Reach up. Last time. Back to the sky. Release that right hand down. Option for vinyasa or straight to down dog. Hips to the sky. Downward facing dog. 3 cleansing breaths. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. Last time. Let it all go. Left leg reaches high. Bend the knee, open up the hip. You flipped on the other side, flip it here. Maybe you stay, or maybe you bring elbow as you drop hips down. Back to the sky. Squeeze it in. Reach. Last time. Up to the sky. And then flip yourself back over. Left leg goes high. Step it through. Warrior two. Rise up. Sink into that front knee. Again, all of that alignment. Really thinking about that left heel intersecting with that right foot. Right there at the middle of the foot. Noticing where that knee is in space. Being kind to the joint by just letting it kind of track towards the pinky edge of the foot. Arms are strong. Gaze is out over that left fingertip. One more deep breath. And then take it back for reverse. Left arm reaches to the sky. Right hand either towards that right thigh or the front of the left hip. Another opportunity to sink just a little bit lower, feeling the inside of that left thigh open up. One more breath. Unwind yourself back to warrior two. Bend comes out of the left leg. Reach back through those right fingertips to start. And then left hand comes forward, releasing down, finding your way into triangle. Rotating the heart, squeezing in through the belly. Nice, everybody. One more deep breath. And from here, gaze goes towards that left foot, releasing the right hand down, bending into that left knee, and then stepping back to high plank. This time, releasing the heels over towards the right hand stays down, left arm reaches up. Stacking the feet, staggering the feet, maybe dropping that bottom knee, and then here we go, sweep that left arm, and then back to the sky. Sweep, and reach. Last two. Last one. Coming back to downward facing dog, or taking a vinyasa. Eventually, you land in down dog for, again, 3 cleansing breaths. Take your time. Notice. From here, dropping your knees down to the ground, sending your hips to your heels, and finding your child's pose. Releasing hips to heels, elbows to the earth, forehead to the earth. Take a couple of breaths here. Feeling the weight, just release back towards the heels. Maybe you decide those arms would feel better back by the ankles. And then on your next breath, go ahead and pull those hands back towards the legs. Find their way into our traditional hero's pose, okay? So we kind of started off in this space, but we're gonna come back to it. So if you wanna use blocks, again, you can use 1 block, you can use 2 blocks. But this time, we're gonna keep those knees together if you're not using blocks. If you are, then it's gonna be the same scenario as before. The knees are gonna face outward. But if you're coming down without blocks, you can see about bringing the knees together, okay? All right, so for some of us, this is it. Releasing those hips back between the heels and just feeling yourself sit up tall. It's a nice stretch for the knees, for the hips. If you'd like to take it down a little bit further, maybe you just start to walk your hands back. If you've got those hands pressing into the ground, be mindful to keep those elbows slightly bent. Maybe you come down onto the elbows. Maybe the feet, hands come to the feet, chest to the sky. Last option would be to release yourself all the way down to your back
And then maybe finding opposite elbows up and over the head. Wherever you are, finding your breath. If at any point in time this becomes unbearable, then please by all means come out. Otherwise, keep focusing on the breath in order to keep your nausea at bay. For 3, for 2, 1 more breath. And then slowly begin to walk yourself back up. Walking those hands over to the side. If you've got blocks underneath of you, go ahead and release them. And then from here, releasing that right hip to the ground, extending the legs out in front of you, giving it a shake, and all that fresh blood flowing into the lower legs. All right. One more ab exercise, and then I'll leave our poor little abs alone. All right, guys, I've done this before. This is one of my favorites. I think it's really fun and playful, and it also gets the abs going. So don't take yourself too seriously. All right, so here we go. Bring those feet in towards the body. Peace fingers grabbing onto big toes. Some of you know where we're going already. Walk the feet in towards the body and then bring the soles of the feet together. So this is where we start. Pull the shoulders up, back, and down. Feel your chest pull through the arms. And then start to rock back onto that tailbone. Lift the feet up just to hover, okay? All right. So again, we talked about this earlier, finding that sweet spot on the tailbone. All right. So if you want, you can stay right here, just working to feel yourself lift up. Next step would be to keep that left foot pulling in and then extend the right leg out. And you don't have to straighten out that right leg totally. It can be a bent knee, it's fine. But there's the abs, keeping us nice and lifted. Another breath with the right leg extended, and then bring that right foot back in. All right, let's do the other side. This time keeping that right foot lifted, and this time extending the left leg out. Yeah, nice. Maybe you can feel your chest lifting up a little bit closer to the thigh, just like we do with our bow pose. One more breath. And then bringing the feet back together. All right, still staying lifted, still feeling that chest pull through. This time, maybe we extend both legs out, and we may rock and roll a little bit before we find that sweet spot. But once you do, really start to feel yourself lift up, belly, squeeze it in tight. And then maybe you can bend the elbows, starting to bring your chest a little bit closer to the thighs. Maybe you could open up the legs a little bit wider into that V shape. Here we are, just for 3, for 2, smile, 1 more breath. Nice job, everybody. Bring the soles of the feet back together. This time, just releasing them to the ground. Wiggle your butt back a little bit. Let's take a nice little fold here. So find your hands on your feet, maybe your ankles. Start to lift up through the chest. And then on your exhale, begin to fold forward, bringing the chest down towards the feet. Maybe using those elbows to press the knees wide. Try to keep your gaze forward rather than looking back, and try to keep the shoulders relaxed rather than rounding into the back. You'll feel the difference. Nice work. Nice, strong core. Last breath here. Slowly start to lift yourself back up. This time, hands come to the outsides of the knees. Press the feet into the ground. And bring your hands to your knees. We've already done enough abs, so we're just going to give them a break. Just lower yourself down to the ground, and then bring those knees in with you. Maybe a couple of circles. Release for the low back. And then taking our final supine twist. So arms finding their way out into that T shape, and then dropping the knees over to the left, sending the gaze over to the right. Pressing down into the shoulders. Maybe using that left hand to help press that right knee a little bit closer into the left if that feels good. A little self-assist. slowly finding your way back through center, this time allowing the knees to fall over to the right as the gaze goes to the left. Back through center. This time, bringing your hands back towards your shins and then lifting your chest up towards your knees, giving yourself a great big hug, squeezing that forehead into the knees, maybe grabbing onto opposite elbows. One more breath to feel super, super strong, super proud. Nice work. And then lowering your head down to the ground, dropping your feet to the earth, and then slowly sliding your feet forward, starting to feel those pinky toes rolling out towards the mat, flipping your palms up towards the sky, feeling the fingertips roll in towards the palms, and then settling in for our final resting pose, Savasana. Take a deep breath in. Ooh, open the mouth and let it all go. Taking your time to reawaken your body. Small movements, fingers, toes, ankles, wrists. And when you feel ready, arms reach up overhead. Great big full body stretch. Wiggle those fingers and toes, maybe a little bit more stretch. And then gently bringing the knees into the chest. And then rolling off to your favorite side. Into your fetal position. Grieve what there is to grieve. Mourn where there is to mourn. But do not stop the fight. Do not stop disrupting. Freedom for all is on the horizon. Sonia Renee. Very slowly rolling up to a seated position. Crossing your legs in front of your body. Bringing your palms back to your heart space one last time. If you set an intention or a dedication, revisiting that space, that idea, that thought, mantra, person, decide if it's simply something there for your practice, or if it's something there to hold you grounded, moving forward. Release if needed to be released, and hold if better to be held. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Thumbs finding their way back up to your forehead, third eye center. May all beings be happy. May all beings be loved. And may all beings be safe. Bowing to each of you in Namaste.
Nice job, everybody. Thanks for being here. Let me know if you guys have questions, but have a really nice rest of your week. Maybe I'll see you guys next week or on Saturday. Okay?
Thanks so much.